Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Lifestyle Yoga with Loretta. It's Wednesday. So today we're going to continue on with the niyamas. We're going to talk about tapas today, self-discipline. We're still reading from our book. I got to find it. Check it out. The Yamas and Niyamas, Exploring Yoga's Ethical Practice by Deborah Adele. So today I just wanted to share with you that our yoga community lost a really special person on Sunday, Gloria Heintz. And I just wanted to do a little reading for her from this section that was in Tapas, this poem, and I'll tell you exactly what it was when we get there. And then we're going to do 10 Ganapate releasing mantras, and then we'll get back to the reading. So let's start there. Let's all come to a soft-seated, comfortable position on your couch, your meditation stool, wherever you're at today. And we'll start with this. It's not very often that, you meet somebody that just lights up everybody's world, and Gloria was one of those people. So this is actually from St. Francis of Assisi. In his well-known prayer, speaks eloquently to the possibilities of transformation for each human being. And I would think that Gloria, she really put that out there all the time. She always saw the best in everybody. She was so funny to be around. I mean, sometimes we laughed till we cried. And just some really great experiences. So we can all hope that we can transform into that person to take our karma from this world into the next world as she did. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. And so if you have your mala, you might want to grab it. We're going to do this 10 times. It's Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. We call out to Ganesha, to God, to Jesus, to release the obstacles that stand before us so that we might live a higher vibrational life. So, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Good. So today we are talking about self-discipline, tapas, building the heat in our body, creating change, being open to change. So I'm on my third day of meditation, adding some mantra in there will bring up the vibration. I posted something on Facebook. I think I talked about that on Monday. Definitely check that out. Dr. Edward Group III on raising vibration. Look him up on YouTube or whatever. Just amazing man. And let's get right into it. Tapas. Can you show courage and stay in the fire until you find the blessing? So sometimes courage is a huge part of tapas because we have to keep taking that next foot forward, even though we're in an uncomfortable situation. And it's finding the good and the gratitude by going through that. And sometimes we don't look back until the very end. And, thinking of Gloria, it's like, what an amazing life that she had, that she continued to grow. She continued to share. She continued to shine an even brighter light. So it's just, a really good thing if we can all think about those things and try to build our vibration up as we get older the exact same way she did. It's just beautiful. So standing in the fire, how many times when we practice self-discipline, when we're thinking about going through the drive-through instead of going home and cooking dinner. I see that a little bit. Or the coffee, getting the sugary coffee every day instead of buying a coffee maker and staying home. Or if you're like me, you have a love-hate relationship with coffee. So you're constantly trying to get off of it because it amps you up and you like that getting amped up. So yeah. But think about self-discipline. Tapas literally means heat and can be translated as catharsis, austerities, self-discipline, spiritual effort, change, tolerance, or transformation. Tapas has the sense of cooking ourselves in the fire of discipline to transform ourselves into something else. It is our determined effort to become someone of character and strength. Much like cooking an egg denatures the egg, changing it into a different structure, tapas eventually changes our nature, turning us into a cauldron that can withstand any of life's challenges. Tapas is the day-to-day choice to burn non-supportive habits of the body and mind, choosing to forsake momentary pleasures for future rewards. So just take a moment and think about what are those things that we find a lot of pleasure in that probably are not super good for us, and how can we come to a higher state of tapas, self-discipline, to maybe limit those in order to raise our vibration. What are those things for you? Whether we practice tapas showing up at our mat for a regular posture practice or through constant acts of self-service, we offer ourselves to the next higher version of us. So we've said sometimes when you make a big move, like I did 25 years ago, it's hard to believe it was that long, when you sell everything you own and pack what you can in your Ford Festiva and just get out because you can't handle the life that you're living anymore, and you want so much more. Sometimes you got to burn down the bridge so you don't go back. You move forward. You go through the fire. Let me see. We willingly stand the heat so that we might produce luscious bounty with our lives. This guideline not only speaks to our personal effort, but also to those cathartic times of almost hopeless desperation when we find ourselves in the pain of unexpected loss or debilitating sickness, or in the throes of a life that seems like it has been turned upside down. It is almost as if God has checked the winds and started the fire, and we ourselves are the field that is being burned. And I can tell you that those Ford Festivas don't get down and go too fast, but I got it there as fast as I could. Probably not as fast as I could. It took me a while to light that flame and burn that bridge down. But don't be afraid. Let go of the fear. And yet it is these times that shape and mold us into someone of depth. Our debris gets burned away, and we are left more humbled and strengthened by the mystery of what is beyond our grasp of control or of understanding. It is these darkest times of pain, loss, and confusion that weave something profound in us. And I know that all of us, people that knew Gloria, are going through a loss, and we need to focus on her light, her laughter, and the way that she lifted other people up. It became natural. She did it with grace and ease. It was just natural. She'd been through all those fires before, and she had just risen above it. She became the fire. She became the flame of light. Spiritual teacher Ram Dass speaks eloquently to this jewel of tapas. When he experienced a debilitating stroke, something he never expected to happen, he found a new opportunity for himself and for others as he began to wrestle with the possibilities and effects of aging. He chose to speak of his experience as being stroked by God rather than as having had a stroke. And he termed the phrase fierce grace to speak of his experience of being burned by the fire of divine love. Tapas can take us to the place where all of our resources are used up. Boy, that's the truth. Where is there nothing left but weakness, where all our so-called props have been taken away? It is in this barren place where we have exhausted all that we have and all that we are, that new strength is shaped and character is born if we choose to fearlessly open ourselves to the experience. It is perhaps the greatest gift life could offer us. The question becomes for us, what are we practicing for? When is the last time you even asked yourself this question? So maybe take a minute or write that question down. What are you practicing for? Instead of just being. What are you practicing for? In yoga, having a daily discipline practice is referred to as sadhana and is much like doing a small controlled burn of ourselves. It is the discipline of putting ourselves in places where the old debris has collected in us and can be removed. We engage in this process when we pay attention to the amount and the kind of food we put in our body, when we move and exercise our bodies through walks, yoga, and other activities, when we expand our mental ability or study scripture with like-minded people. This process begins to remove unwanted pounds, lazy habits, an unexercised heart and body, a stale mind, and an unheard spirit. As Patabi Joyce reminds us, practice and all is coming. Nice. Tapas is growing our ability to stay in the unknown and the unpleasantness rather than run in fear. It is the willingness to be both burned and blessed. So whatever fire you're going through right now, just keep in mind that you are growing. You're learning something new. And as painful as it is, as far as the pendulum swings one way, it's coming back because that's the law of nature. That's the law of God. However low you can go, remember, you can go just as high on the other side. It's experiencing those waves of emotions. And that's tapas, is coming back to the center, that self-discipline. Sometimes it's about going up on that pendulum swing, though, and having a little bit more fun. Each moment is an opportunity to make a clear choice of right action. Quite often, the choices that prepare us for the fire are options that vote against immediate satisfaction and pleasure. Sometimes we have to do the work. Every day we have to do the work until it becomes habit, and we can do that habit with grace and ease. When we listen to our inner voice and surrender to staying present in the unknown, the unpleasant, and often to the grief and pain, we are preparing ourselves to benefit from and be blessed by tapas. The discipline of tapas will mold us into someone of great depth and profoundness if we let it. If we let it. Can we stand the heat of being dismantled and changed forever by the fire? Can we prepare ourselves daily through our practice, our staying power, and our choices? Can we stay in the burning with integrity? Can we hold on for the blessing? Good. And then I'm just going to read this little statement by Rumi. If you don't know who Rumi is, R-U-M-I, you might check him out. He has some great poetry. If you are a friend of God, fire is your water. You should wish to have 100,000 sets of moth wings, so you could burn them away, one set a night. The moth sees light and goes into the fire. You should see fire and go towards the light. Fire is what of God is world-consuming. Fire is what of God is world-consuming. Might have to listen to that twice. I might have to read it 3 or 4 times. So this week, for your little exercise for tapas, self-discipline, remember the cathartic times in your life and how you were shaped by them. Those times when your vibration was a little bit lower, maybe very low. How did that shape you? Notice the times you may have checked out from the pain, and others you were fearless in the fire and held on for the blessings. So how many times have we stayed and wallowed in that pain? Sometimes for days, sometimes for years. Sometimes some things cut so deep that they're so hard to let go of. And it's one step in front of the other every day, one step in front of the other, even those times you feel like giving up. When you write the give up letter, you just get up and you keep going the next day. That is tapas. That is walking through the fire. And then when you get to your end point of that, when you pack your car and you leave everything behind, and you know that you'll never be back in that place again because you've walked through that fire, you're ready for some grace and ease. And still, every day we walk through some kind of fire. We practice our self-discipline. We get to our mat. We go outside in the sunshine. We give the body what God wants the body to have: peace, tranquility, even more love, even more light, even more abundance. When our body is healthy and strong, so also is our mind. So keep that in mind as we go through our day today, our practice. If you haven't been out and moving, you need to get out there. It's going to be a beautiful day today. I had a great walk this morning with a really nice guy. So thanks, Mike. And that's kind of it for today. Get out there, let go of pain that we're holding on to, especially if you're thinking about Gloria. She would only want us to be laughing and carrying on like the wild women that we are. So, and guys too. But you guys have a beautiful day, and we'll see you back here on Friday. Namaste. Peace. Take care.